Hello, my friends. I'm Brother Rex. Once again, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to allow me to share just a word with you. Today, I'm going to be going to Psalms 94 and verse 22. I'm going to talk to you about the topic of the Rock of Our Refuge. And that's Psalms 94 verse 22. I'll be reading from the King James Version. And that scripture tells us, "But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge." The Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. Let me ask you a question. Where do you go? Where do you turn when you're having problems? Who do you turn to when you're facing a difficult time? Where do you put your trust? Here in this one verse right here, we see these words, "But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge." You know, without a doubt, guys, we're living in perilous times. It's all around us. You turn on the news, you read the news, you see all the reports, and you see things going on all around you each and every day. No doubt we are living in perilous times. And as a Christian, it goes without saying that you're going to face opposition, not only in the world, but from the world. Now, when this happens, it can become very easy for a person to get entangled in our reactions and get carried away with our emotions. But this scripture today, it reminds us that God will defend His people. You see, these words right here, "The Lord is my defense. God is the rock of my refuge." See, that's where we need to turn when we're facing times such as this. You know, we may not always see how God defends us. We may not always understand how He does it. We may not always see the end result of that defense. But one thing we're promised is that He is most definitely our defense, and He will take care of His people. You know, today's Memorial Day, and I'd like to share with you John 15 and verse 13. And Jesus says in that passage of Scripture, in that verse right there, He said, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." And He goes on down there in a few more verses, and He says, "You are my friends." You know, I'm reminded today that it is Memorial Day, and I'm reminded of the great sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice of so many men and women that gave their very all in defense of this nation and standing up for what this country means to them. And I'm reminded of the families that are mourning that today and missing their loved ones. And we find here in John 15:13, Jesus says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." You know what? Just as the lives of all those who have given their ultimate sacrifice for this country, their lives were not in vain. Their lives mean something. They mean something not only to their families, but they mean something to the American people that call the United States their home. You know, just as their lives were not in vain, the life of Jesus Christ was not in vain. And Jesus says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." You know what? Christ laid down His life so that we could be born into God's family. And by being born into God's family, the Lord becomes our defense. He is the God of our life. He is the rock of our refuge. Now, when we're facing opposition, one thing we don't need to do is retaliate negative with negative. You see, that kind of reaction, that reaction right there, it returns hate with more hate. It returns anger with more anger. And it distorts the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ that we as Christians are supposed to be out there sharing. So therefore, when we feel threatened, or we come under attack, or when something is going on, we've got this world coming in on us all around us, and things are happening to us, or they're happening to fellow Christians. When it appears that evil is winning, we must remember that Christ has already won the battle. And in knowing this, we can press forward and we can have faith and know that God is our defense and He is the rock of our refuge. I'm Brother Rex, and may God bless and keep you today.